Okay, here we go. These are my down and dirty, quick and easy 20-minute harem pant tutorial. I've never done a tutorial, so bear with me. I'll try to get through this as quick and easy as possible. You need 3 yards of fabric. Or if you're very tall, go for 3.5 yards. Fabric comes in generally 3 sizes. You have the 45-inch, you have the 54-inch, and the 60-inch. If you can find fabric that's in the 54 to 60-inch range, that's going to be better, particularly if you happen to be size 10 and up. You're definitely going to want the wider fabrics. And plus, if you like a really kind of drapey, fluffy harem pant, 60-inch fabric is really great. Stay to something that's really, really natural and something that's going to drape nice. So I like very gauzy fabrics. I like fabrics that are kind of have kind of a feel of cotton. This is very see-through, has a little bit of a flashy gold thread through it. This particular one doesn't have any stretch, but you can find this a lot like at Walmart, sometimes on their like dollar table. This is one of my favorite fabrics. It's very similar, but it has kind of a crepey feel, so you do have a stretch to it. It's kind of a poly cotton blend. You can find this in a lot of different colors. Let me see, I think I had some red over here. And you can see that it has kind of a crepey feel to it. It does have some nice stretch, but it is very light. It drapes very easy. As you can see through it. It breathes very nice. It dries very quickly. Stay away from any of the polyester fabrics that are, have really fun, gorgeous prints, or satin tends to get real bunchy around the waist and kind of add bulk and volume. But you want fabrics that are going to be able to breathe. This is your underwear. So you want to have air circulating. You want things to dry quickly if it gets sweaty. You just want something that's going to be nice and drapey and cool and keep you comfortable. You can go out there and think you look fantastic in these really flashy harem pants, but the minute you're sweating buckets, you're not going to look so fantastic anymore. So you want to stay cool, you want to stay comfortable, keep everything from chafing and being uncomfortable. Okay, so you have your 3 yards, or 3.5 if you're a tall person, of fabric. Here's your fabric. You've got your selvage edges on the side, okay? I colored on this so you could see the print side of the fabric as opposed to the back side of the fabric. Okay, fold it print side lengthwise, okay? Like this. These are still your selvage edges. And now you're going to cut this in half. Okay, so what you're going to have is you're going to have 2 pieces of fabric. They're about 1.5 yards long, okay? Now, put those to where the print side is facing each other, okay? And you want to fold this in half lengthwise. Last time you folded it in half this way. This time, you're going to fold it in half this way, okay? So you fold this in half. Now you've got all 4 of your selvage edges here. Okay, you've got the print facing the print, and you've got the folded edge of both pieces of fabric, right? Okay, all your edges and the folded edge here. You're going to cut your crotch, which is just going to look like a big U. You're going to come in 6 inches, come down. 6 and 12 is a really good measure, but if you're a fluffier person, then maybe come down 15 inches. If the crotch hangs down a little bit lower between your thighs, that's fine, because this is your underwear and it's better to have some space and have some airflow down there than to have a seam up in your junk, okay? So you're going to come in about 6 inches on the fabric, okay? Come down about 12 to 15 inches and cut a nice little half of a U, okay? It looks like this when you're done. This is the folded edge. This is the other edge. Now, if you happen to make a mistake and cut it on this edge, don't freak out. Not a big deal. I'll tell you how you can fix that. Okay, now when you open this up, you're going to have your 2 pieces of fabric that have this nice little U in it. This is your crotch. So we are going to sew along this crotch, and because this is very close to your near and dear parts. We're going to use a rolled edge for that. So when you have your two pieces of fabric, and if you're familiar with sewing, this is second nature to you. So you have your two pieces. What you're going to do is you're going to fold it, and then fold it one more time, and then run your stitch across that, okay? This is a really, really comfortable kind of seam to have close to your privates down there. A lot of people like to use where they sew and then they come back and they do the little zigzag seam to keep the fabric from fraying. But the zigzag seam can be sometimes a little sharp and can chafe and can rub and be very uncomfortable. The folded edge is better, and you definitely do want to reinforce this edge because the crotch gets a lot of pressure from sitting and dancing, so you don't want that to fray and come apart. The rolled edge is just way more comfortable. Okay, so once you have that, okay, now you are going to open up the harem pants. And basically, when you first open them up, it's going to look like this. And you're going to look like almost like you have some little harem pants already done. You need to kind of turn it. You'll have to kind of manipulate it and turn it because you want, see, when you open it up, you've got your pretty side out. When you do your side seams, you don't want to do that on the outside of your harem pants. You want to do it on the inside. So you'll have to kind of turn them, and it's hard to do with this little piece of paper, to where when you open it up, you're going to have, you just kind of flip it upside down is how it works on with the real stuff. But basically you want your pretty side to be on the inside, okay, like this. So you have your two pant legs, looks like this. Your crotch comes right here in the middle, and your pretty side facing in. Okay, now all you do is you sew down the sides. This, you don't have to do that rolled edge because this is your selvage edge, and so that's not going to fray. You're not going to have those fraying issues. So one stitch down the side, all you need, you're good to go. On the top, you're going to roll over the top. So you're going to fold the top over, okay? Fold the top over all the way around. Make sure that it is the width of your elastic, whatever size elastic that you're using, okay? And you're going to put your stitch around that. Leave a little space open so you can feed your elastic through it. Do the same thing at the bottom, okay? Fold that up, stitch all the way around the pant leg, leave a little space open so you can feed your elastic through. Okay, done. All you have to do is add your elastic. Your harem pants are finished. A couple of tips. When you're getting ready to stitch your pants, make sure that it actually kind of looks like this. Now, I've had a lot of people that when they open it up and then they'll have it looking like this, and they'll go and they'll stitch down these sides here and wonder why their harem pants didn't turn out right. Okay, this is not what you want. You want it when you have your harem pants laying in front of you, okay? You want your crotch to be going straight down the center like this. You don't want it to look like the U, okay? You want the crotch to go straight down the center, and then so that it already looks like a pair of pants when it's laying on the table in front of you, okay? That way you know that you're sewing down the side of the leg, you're not sewing the legs together. The other thing is, I like to use, for the waist, kind of wide elastic, the 2-inch elastic. And when you're fitting this, make sure that you don't pull it real tight as you kind of measure. Find where you're going to sit it and a little bit lower on your hips, okay? Give yourself maybe about an inch overlap and cut it. And you want this to be kind of loose here because the fabric is going to take up some space. If you cinch it really tight, you're going to get the whole little muffin top thing, and then you're going to have this blousing out because of your harem pants, and that's just not an attractive look on anybody. So give yourself some space. It'll be much more comfortable to wear. And I personally, I like to use a real big safety pin, and I'll pin it right here on the side, and that's easy, makes it easy to feed it into your little pocket. And then when you get to the end, just do your little overlap, put the safety pin right in here, and then that way you can always adjust it. If you're at an event and you happen to be, you've dropped a couple pounds with all the walking around at Pensick, you know, you've lost some water weight or whatever, and your pants are falling off of you, you can always pull your elastic a little, pull it out, pull that elastic a little bit tighter, repin it. Or if you happen to have gained a little bit of partying, you've got a couple extra pounds, it's that time of the month, and you need a little more room, then you can slide that elastic out, give yourself a little bit more room, and put your safety pin back in. Adjustments on the fly, your bestest friend ever. On the ankles, a really small elastic is all you need. Don't make it tight. You want to make it big enough to where it fits around your ankle, but not tight around your ankle. You need to be able to get your foot through it. And also, I wear Mongol boots, so my elastic very often ends up around my calf or just below my knee. So I don't like it to where it's cutting off my circulation. So I like my elastic to be kind of loose on the ankles. And all you need is this real thin stuff. And again, if you put a safety pin to the end, like sticking out like this, and use that to feed it through, it's a lot easier to get it through the fabric. And then you can use that same safety pin. These you could sew because you're not going to gain too much weight on your ankles, but you could sew these if you wanted to, or use those little teeny baby safety pins and pin those. Or you could even tie them. Anyway, so that is the tutorial. It's quick and easy. Let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully this helps.